Windows down, scattered clouds, smell of spring outside. Open road, you sitting close. Let's go somewhere far away.
So these are our new scooters, relatively new anyway. We got them a couple months ago. So we had GoTrack scooters before, and they had a range of maybe 8 to 12 miles, something like that. And when they put, say, a 12-mile rating on these things, or range on these things, from what we figured out, you might be able to go 7 or 8 miles. With these scooters, these have a 45-mile range on them, and so we wanted something that we could obviously travel further on. And the GoTrax has been such a good scooter that we decided to go ahead and stick with them. But these have a 45-mile range, and we've done 20 plus miles when we first got them. We since have done over 100 and something miles on each of our scooters. So we got 2 of these. They have larger wheels, 10-inch wheels. They're inflatable tires, so that makes the ride pretty smooth. So we like that. And overall, this has been really good. One of the things I did with this scooter is we modified it just slightly by attaching this. Hopefully you can see that. And that is a trailer hitch. So I'm going to show the trailer that we bought. And so now we can pull a trailer behind this thing. And the trailer is rated at 80 pounds. And so we can go pick up propane. We can go pick up dog food. We can load the trailer up with groceries. And so it's super convenient. And the trailer rides real smooth behind it. And the scooter pulls the trailer real easy. So that's been a big plus. Here at the marina right now, this is the marina, kind of, at least out from outside the cockpit here. Here at the marina, they shut the water off in the winter time because it gets to freezing temperatures. And so we have to access water somehow. So they have a hose system set up from one of the bathrooms that, some of the people that live here have set up. And we haven't used that because we don't really trust the condition of the hoses. Some of these hoses sit in the water at times, and so we don't want anything to do with that. So we haul these jugs. These are 7-gallon water jugs. And so we haul these up, and we'll throw them in the trailer. We'll bring them up. Carla will fill one. I'll bring it back down to the boat. She'll be filling the other while I'm bringing one down to the boat. And then I run up, and she fills them up at one of the restrooms. There's a hose bib that is not shut off up there that we can access. And we'll do 2 or 3 runs back and forth with the water jugs, and we're keeping our tanks filled that way. So every 3 or 4 days, we go up and get anywhere from 2 to maybe 5 water jugs full. And we just run them back and forth with the trailer. It's super easy, and it doesn't take very long. And then we fill the tanks up. So that's been working pretty good. But let me pull out the trailer, and we'll show the trailer. The other thing I wanted to mention about these scooters are they fold up so small that we can throw both of them up in the V-berth, and we can also throw them on the dinghy and take them ashore. And same with the trailer. The trailer folds up real small. So yeah, it makes it easy to transport. It makes it easy to load on the boat, to find somewhere to store them. So these have been great. We considered bikes, like folding bikes, but these are much more compact. So these have worked well for us. So this is the trailer folded up. So as you can see, it's pretty compact. It folds up real smooth, and it doesn't take long to set it up. So again, that's something that we can store pretty easily in the V-berth. And the wheels are over here. These wheels just sort of snap into place. And so the wheels come off real easy. So let me go put this together and you'll see how convenient it is. So this is our rig. You could call it our truck and trailer, or scooter and trailer. This works pretty good. So it's hooked up to that little trailer hitch down there, and this allows us to just kind of pull this along, and it pulls real smooth. So these scooters do about 20 miles an hour. The ones we had before did about 15 miles an hour. So these do about 20 miles an hour, which is pretty fast on a scooter. As I said, the trailer is rated for 80 pounds. It's got this nice cover on it. We don't put the cover on it too often, but it is a rain cover. But it holds quite a bit for what we're doing. Plenty of food and propane and dog food and anything that we need to pick up. So it works really, really well. As you can see, the trailer is set up so that I can turn pretty easily and lean into it and nothing hits. So it really works well. Anyway, that's our trailer. That's our scooter trailer. So that's the mileage that we put on these scooters. We've already put on almost 200 miles. And that's going to the store probably a couple times a week. That's going to the bank. Whatever we have to do, it works pretty well. So another cool thing about these scooters is they have some safety features on them. You have to put a code in when you go to start the scooter up, or the scooter will put on some like electronic brakes where you can't hardly roll the scooter. Doesn't mean somebody can't just pick it up and take it, but you can't turn it on without the code. And then it also has a lock right here with a chain, and this cable comes out. It's not really a chain, but it's a cable. I don't know how secure it really is, but it's got a combination lock that we can set to whatever combination we want. And We've used it a couple of times. We don't depend on it too much. We don't use these for too long. They're not cheap. These were about, I don't know, six or $700, but they work really well. So anyway, so another thing that we did while we were here, part of setting this rigging up for our spinnaker pole, we had to install another halyard. So we had to cut a hole right here, and we bought a plate. It's a Schaefer plate. They're expensive, but it matches the other plates that we have. So these are the exit plates for the halyard to come out, and we had to run that halyard down through the mast. So I had to climb the mast a couple times. It took me 2 or 3 times to get it right. It wasn't, we don't have experience doing this, so first try didn't work out too good, and I had to go up and untangle it and redo it. And finally we pulled it off, but we got that halyard. So this is a new halyard that we ran up there, and that's specifically for the rigging. That comes down over here. It's got a quick release shackle on it so that we can connect that to the rigging and be able to control that pole. And then we have some other rigging around the other side here. This rigging here, all of this rigging is set up with a couple of snatch blocks and a shackle on it. That's the downhaul, or the guy line, and we were able to run that up here. We can connect it right to the tow rail and have 2 blocks on each side, and we can run that up to down, use as a downhaul on the pole, and then we can run it all the way back to the cockpit. And we've got a back here, we can tie it off right here. So we can tie it off on here, and we can control it here from the cockpit. So if we need to free up the downhaul or tighten it up, we can do it all right from the cockpit. And it takes just a couple minutes to set it up, so it's really pretty simple. So that's our downhaul. Again, this is our halyard that we set up. So that goes all the way up to the top. And that's nice because we've got a spare halyard now when we're not using the pole. So for loading the dinghy, or for doing any number of jobs where you might need a halyard, we've got a spare. It works good as a safety line. When I'm climbing the mast, I can attach to that second halyard, and I'll use that as a safety line as I'm going up the mast. So it's all working pretty well. One of the things I wanted to mention, when we cut this hole for this halyard, that was one of the most sort of stressful, painful things I had to do, was cut into this mast and cut a hole, just because we had no experience, and it feels so strange cutting a hole into your mast if you've never done it before. But anyway, yeah, so that all worked out pretty well, and it matches some of the other way they set up the rigging, so it worked pretty good. The other thing I set up here was they sell setups where you can attach the pole to the mast with some rubber, I don't know what they call it, but we ended up just buying this cheap thing that was for trailers, for boat trailers, and I cut it up and I set it up so that this would stay locked in place real good and not bang around while we're traveling. We just got a piece of Velcro strapped on there. But that So this is the rigging, the pole. Just drop the pole down. And this end over here would connect right to the sail. And I'm not going to pull that out right now, but we have a soft shackle up there that we set up that centers it right on the sail. And by putting the soft shackle on, instead of connecting this to one of the sheets and then having to disconnect it when you jive, this enables us to leave it connected, do our jive, and we don't have to reposition this pole onto the other sheet. So we saw that little trick and we liked that. At some point I'll show you that whole setup. But for now, this is our basic rigging. The downhaul would connect to this guy. I'm not going to put the downhaul on it now either. But to show you the basic rigging. So that's our pole setup. This is our big generator. It's a Northern Lights. It's a 6 kilowatt generator, and I mentioned it in the last video. We have an exhaust leak in the heat exchanger / manifold, and it's underneath here. You can't see it from here, but it's kind of right where my finger's pointing, and there is exhaust just pouring out of there when we start that generator. So the way we found out about it was we were using the generator when we had power out here at the marina. We had power out for 3 days and it was super cold. So we were running the generator to warm the boat up and just to kind of survive through the cold. And one morning, Carla took Bodie out, I went up to the restroom, and I came back and the fire alarms were going off. So that's when I figured out this thing was spewing out exhaust fumes. And the crazy thing is that I had started up early that morning, and we fell asleep with this generator running while we had the heat going, trying to warm the boat up because it was so cold. It was probably maybe 40 degrees in the boat, so it was cold. Now we have 0 degree sleeping bags, so we're plenty warm enough, but we wanted to warm the whole boat up, so we fell asleep to it. Woke up, didn't notice anything wrong. Luckily we woke up because we could have died, but it was super dangerous. So we bought a new manifold. Crazy thing is that manifold, just for the manifold alone, was about $1,300. So the parts are very expensive for these generators. But we also have our little generators back up now. So anyway, I thought I'd follow up with that be careful with your generators, especially the ones installed inside the boat. They're dangerous if you're not careful. Luckily we have fire alarms, we have carbon monoxide alarms, but just the fire alarms went off, and that was enough to tell me something's wrong.
So we made it over to the Ace Hardware where we pick up the bottle for a refill right there. And we each have our GoTrek scooters, and they work really good. It's mighty cold today, but we made it down here fine, and now we have a full bottle of propane again.
33 degrees.
Yeah, 33 degrees out right now. We are not used to these temperatures.